Okay, good to see everybody. I appreciate you all being here and the continued coverage of our team and our program and our student athletes. Really excited for what we've done the start of the season for 4 games. I do believe we've made progress really in all 3 phases. We also understand we have a long ways to go to be where we want to be and to be as good as this team can be. So the ultimate test of the ability to continue to prepare and try to improve in every single area. I've said a number of times, it's a sprint with no finish line. And we understand the mission that we're on and how we have to continue to work to try to get there in every single area of our program is so important. So you look at offensively, I think that we've made progress in a number of areas. We have to continue to improve to get where we want to be. I think we can be an explosive offense, but we've got a long ways to go. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got to be better in third downs. We've got to be better in red zone efficiency. I thought our offensive line, again, after looking after the game, spending a little bit more time in detail on the tape, I thought they did a great job on controlling the line of scrimmage, which helped us tremendously. I thought our receivers ran well. Ran great routes, and then they ran with the ball in their hands, yards after catch, which was important to see. Defensively, we've made progress again every single week. Huge impact plays the other night, which obviously helped us. The 4 takeaways were huge. Now it's time to take the next step defensively, and we certainly know that there's a huge challenge for us on Friday in all areas, but especially on that side of the ball. Our special teams have given us the way that they've played huge advantages in yardage, starting field position. The other night, kick return for a touchdown, block punt for a touchdown. We had a punt down inside the 4-yard line, and then our kickoff coverage was outstanding. So those things have been a great advantage for our team, and we've got to have that in our favor to continue to get where we want to go. I believe that our assistant coaches, they continue to build a plan every single week to give our kids an advantage to play fast, play physical, and play confident. And this week is different because it's shorter in time, so we've got to make up for that at some point. The good thing is everybody has got the same amount of minutes every single day, so we've got to use it to our advantage. We've got to find a way to create advantages for our team through game plan, through repetition, through teaching, and then the execution piece on how well can we get them ready to go play in a short week. A couple guys received this morning individual awards, and I think, again, the notoriety for our program is outstanding when that happens, complements our team approach and our team philosophy and everything that we do. But Jalen Catalon was the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week, much deserving. Chittenden was the Mountain West Freshman of the Week, is that correct? Yeah. And then Hasz received a number of national awards for his play at quarterback. So it's exciting for those 3 guys, but also a testament to our team. And you know, if one person receives an individual award, that goes back to our team philosophy, and it's great for our team to have some notoriety in those areas. Top 25 ranking in both polls. It's all great stuff. We're not where we want to be. I think it is exactly where UNLV football should be, and that's our goal. One of our goals is to be in the top 25 and continue to climb and have a position that every single week on the national stage that we have a place. Moving into this next opponent, I believe it's a tremendous challenge this week in ACC branded league. Is tough from top to bottom. Syracuse is 3-1, and they're so close to being 4-0. I look at the way they play in all 3 phases. They're tough. They're physical. They play a brand of football that have really good football players in every area, and they've got great coaches. And you look for advantages throughout the, either offense, defense, and kicking, and they're tough to find. I've got a lot of respect for Fran Brown, their head coach. He was at Georgia prior to getting to Syracuse. I know what that looks like. I know how his team is built week to week. Before Georgia, he was at Temple, spent some time at Rutgers, so he knows the Northeast region. You know, if you've worked in the system of the way Georgia does things, if you worked for Matt Rule, which he has, I know what we're going to get and go up against on Friday. I believe it'll be our biggest challenge to date, and I've got a lot of respect for him. I know our team's excited about having an opportunity to play again at home. Friday night is unique for us. We've adjusted our practice schedule to be able to fit the time we need for meetings and for the number of reps that we need and preparation time that we need. So it'll be a great week for us. It's off to a good start yesterday and today. And then, before we know it, we'll be teeing the ball up to go kick off for game number 5. So we need Vegas to respond, and I have no doubt in that it'll happen. It'll be Syracuse's first away game of the year, and we can make that what it is. But if we'll go play winning ball and the crowd does their part, it can be a great home field advantage for us. I'll turn it over to questions with that.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Mike Shear. You've known him since he was a player at Missouri and then an analyst at Arkansas first and then linebackers coach, now as a defensive coordinator. What have you seen as far as his development and the strides that he's made as a defensive coordinator?
Yeah, I'm certainly glad he's our defensive coordinator. And, Mike had a chance to go in the offseason to a number of different places. People wanted to hire him away, and he chose to stay. And I think he will be rewarded for that. Tremendous communicator. He's got a great football mind. He's able to teach and relate to his players. He's a great recruiter, and fortunate that we've got a chance to work again together this year. I think he's special. I think as long as he wants to stay at the college level, he'll be a great influence. I think he's got an opportunity at such a young age. I think he will have an opportunity if he wants to be a great head coach. He sees the big picture, and he's able to get his guys in position to play with great confidence and to play together and to play inspired football.
Coach, another question just as a follow-up. Were there any changes made during the offseason based on the new personnel that you had, that you brought in, or anything structurally that you had to change based on the new personnel?
I think you always adjust in the offseason. You adjust to your personnel. That happens every year. Schematically, what we're doing now is a little bit different than we did last year. This week's game plan will be different than last week's. So how well can you fit those pieces together? How well can you teach that to your team so they can go play at a high level? I think we've got a good understanding of what we need to do staff-wise to be able to get that done. But you're always evolving and changing structurally, systematically. There's core foundations of things you believe in that you're going to carry with you, but you've got to adjust to your personnel, and I think both sides have done a great job of that this year so far.
Talk about the defensive game plan on the offensive side. What was it about Brennan Marion's game plan this week that allowed the offense, but more specifically Hasz Williams, to be so successful and so efficient?
Yeah, I thought we did a great job establishing the line of scrimmage with the offensive line play. I thought we were able to run the ball. You get over 250 yards rushing, usually means your offensive line's blocking well. Receivers were blocking well on the perimeter. Running backs ran well. We had some good concepts in our RPO world. And then also some things in really look at the triple option and the strain that will put on defenses. I thought we had good reads by the quarterback in those situations, and that certainly helped.
When you make a change like that at quarterback, speaking of that game plan, was there any difference in the way that the game was called with Hajj Malik as to the way it would have been called with Masluk? Are you changing things, calling it any differently? Did you notice?
No, I look at, you always adjust to the personnel that you have, and said it over and over. I thought we had 3 quarterbacks that could play winning ball. We don't change the plan because we thought all 3 were very similar in what they could do. I think in-game adjustments, a little bit on maybe what the defense is giving you or not giving you changes how you call it. But for us, not specifically with a different jersey number at that position.
From the outside looking in, it seemed like you guys had the advantage early on in terms of the obviously the motivation, but in terms of that physicality, the battle at the line of scrimmage. How early on in that game did you notice the big difference?
Oh, I don't know exactly what the minute mark was, but I could see the push on both sides of the line of scrimmage in our favor, and you wanted that to be sustained. It's hard. You capture momentum, and you want to keep it. The other team's fighting to get it back. I thought our team handled the consistency of physical play throughout the course of the game. We captured momentum on our side and were able to keep it for a large percentage of the time, and that was positive to see. We needed that. You play with energy and enthusiasm. It's part of our team bottom line, and that gives you an advantage. So, somehow, some way, we've got to create that. We know it's going to be hard. They're not going to just hand it to us. We've got to go earn it. And I thought our kids did a nice job in that regard.
Coach, you have a history of freshmen having success in your program. What credit do you give to your coaching staff for getting these young guys ready?
I think evaluation number one of bringing guys in the right fit for a program, that's huge. But then also the development if they get here in January now. I think we had 18 freshmen graduate and start with us mid-year. So they get to go through the Winning Edge program. They go through spring ball. They go through summer conditioning. They go through fall camp. And then at that point, we don't look at them as freshmen anymore. That's the challenge. And then if you get a guy that this starts in June, then it's still the challenge. It's get them ready to go play. And if they can play winning football, it's our job to get them in that position. They've got a responsibility if they step on the field to uphold the standard on how you play, no matter if you're a freshman or a fifth-year senior. That's kind of what they're ours. Let's get them ready to go play.
Antonio Doyle mentioned that things get harder as you continue to win and continue to climb the rankings. What focus are you seeing in this building from your football team?
I feel a sense of hunger on trying to achieve, really capture the thought of trying to get as good as we can be. And we know that we're not there. We do have a motivated team. We've got a mature team that's looking forward to the next opportunity, and they understand what lies ahead and how good we need to get to have a chance to play winning ball. So the preparation appears like we're on the right track so far for this week, and it's also, you can't fake your way through it. It's got to be real, and our guys understand that, and they've embraced that. And I think we've got really, really strong leadership inside the locker room that continues to talk about that and those things every single day, which obviously helps.
In a similar vein, when that story breaks last week, obviously a huge story, chance to be somewhat divisive. Do you talk to your players about that? Was there a meeting or something you have to address it with your players? Something that big happens.
I think we're very open in our conversations, and we have team meetings every single day, and as do our assistant coaches have position meetings and unit meetings, and so we talked very openly Monday and Tuesday, and the same thing Wednesday. I mean, there's things that I hit every day, but you address it. Because our players know everything that's going on, and so it's matter of fact, make the point needed, and then let's continue to prepare and get on the field and have a great practice.
Anything else?
All right, guys, thanks. Hope you all have a great week.
Thank you.
Questions from players?
Jalen, wanted to ask you about this upcoming opponent and the quarterback, Kyle McCord. He threw the football 50 times this past week. Are you prepared defensively for him to throw 10 passes this week?
This week, I think we're just focused more on the game plan we have going ahead with the coaches that they have for us. We know he's a good quarterback and he can make the throws in the field. And, of course, they put the ball in his hands because he's a great player and they trusted him. So we'll trust in our game plan and know that they're going to pass the ball a lot, and we'll have an answer for it when it's all said and done. But just excited for this opportunity and ready to get after it.
Jalen, can you talk about your interception, how you were able to catch the ball?
To be honest with you, I didn't really know it was a catch or not until they kind of ruled it and said it was. But for me, it was just trusting my technique on the play and trusting the route. And after that, it was just instincts, to be honest. And I mean, like I said, all glory to God on that one.
When did you locate the ball?
Say it again?
When did you locate the ball?
When I had turned my head, I saw just a brown spiraling football, and at that point, I just said, "Gotta do something." Coach always says, "Playmakers make plays." So I just wanted to be that, and on that play, hopefully, I represent. I can do that.
Did you play a lot of wide receiver in high school?
I didn't actually. I played quarterback and safety. So if anybody's wondering if wide receiver skills had anything to do with that, I had no lick of wide receiver in my past. So
where do you get the ability to get the foot down?
I think that just came off the instincts of knowing where I was in the field and knowing that, I just need one college and have to find a way to get the 1 foot in. And I just let my foot hang out and it happened to hit the green. And like I said, it was a great play. And like I said, it's something I remember for sure.
Jack, making a change at quarterback is obviously going to change the huddle a little bit, getting in and out, the way you guys run things. How did that all work? How was Hasz, that aspect of the game, keeping everything organized and just in the huddle and being that presence for the offense?
Yeah, and I think it speaks to Hasz's leadership, and he's obviously been here since the spring, so there's a spring ball under his belt here for the summer, and then obviously fall camp. Comfortability-wise, I think the O-line was more than fine having him there. He's been here like a while, as I alluded to, and he's just very vocal, great leader. So as far as communication goes, absolutely didn't miss a beat, and in my opinion, took a step forward this week.
Jack, what were some of the newer elements of the offense that were kind of rolled out this week that we can expect to see more of as the season goes along?
Yeah, I would say, and it kind of goes back to the communication piece, but I just feel like a lot of people got the ball this past game, and that kind of, is a testament to the go-go offense, and maybe not quite at its true form yet, but just a glimpse of what it can be.
What does the true form look like to you?
Like I said, a lot of people getting the ball, a lot of confusing things for my guy like Jay Cat over here, a lot of eye candy to look at, and as any offense needs to do, assert the run, and then passes will open up, and that's the goal every week.
Jack, you go against this defensive line every day in practice. How much more improved are they than a season ago as far as getting penetration and all that?
They're awesome, honestly. It's a dogfight every practice. I think with additions like Doyle, that's obviously a guy that's, a tough guy to block for any offensive line. I think Whitmore got a lot better. Big Coop in the middle. He's a big guy, hard to move. So I think just their cohesion and playing together as a true unit has really shown up these past couple weeks.
Jalen, did you know that Woodard had that kind of speed to run down and play the other side of the field after making the deflection and falling down?
Not really, to be honest. When I just seen Keith taking off with the ball, I just seen 7 going across. I said, oh, he can move a little bit, But, I'm not sure that had anything to do with, the players being tired. He probably looked faster than what he was or whatsoever. But, I'll give my man his props, though. But, he's always giving his effort on every play. Coach highlighted in our defensive meeting, and it just shows, every day that, 7 brings it every single time, and it shows in that play. No matter what, he's going to be there.
Jalen, Coach Odom said that you're playing your best ball he's ever seen. He's known you for a long time. Specifically here at UNLV, what have you improved on technique-wise?
Technique-wise, I can credit coaches throughout my years of football and the things they've taught me, including him, But honestly, for me, I think it was more of a mental game. I think it was more understanding that, I can still do this. I can still go out there and do what I can do. It's just trusting the people that are around me and trusting the things that are ahead of me, and trusting that everything that I've been through and all the training that I've done ever since that point, up to now, is everything that I've ever want in my life. So, I just credit Odom for giving me the opportunity, and then everybody in the past has, put their foot forward and their best foot forward for me, and, I never take that for granted.
Are there some things that Fish has done before the season and during the season to not only instill confidence mentally, but has he changed anything you used to work on? Now it's
No
different?
doubt. I mean, one thing about Fish, he challenges you mentally. You know, every day you go in there, you got to be mentally ready because he's going to get the best out of you. But, I mean, I can definitely say that, I mean, that's one of the best strength coaches that I've seen from a standpoint of just getting your body right and making sure that you're not only ready to be there physically, but there mentally, you know. So when it's that time to come, you know, it's not your first time going through some hardship, you know, because we've been doing that since, you know, January. So he's definitely done a great job preparing us in that matter.
For both you guys, I think it was pretty obvious from our perspective outside looking in that the students in the city of Vegas really kind of picked up on the extra motivation going into that game last week. Did you guys notice a difference in the crowd? It seemed a lot louder than it had been in games past for sure.
Yeah, I would say I definitely did. Just overall interaction throughout the city too. I mean, obviously we had, you know, publicity within, you know, the football community and whatnot. But I think the city really rallied behind what we're trying to do, and you know, we kind of saw that last week, and I'm very appreciative of it. But at the same time, I know we still got a little bit more in us. So I'm looking forward to the future as well.
My end, you know, it's my first year here, so, you know, I've only heard, you know, from last year. But based off of this year, you know, the energy's been great. You know, I mean, just the city of Vegas, the support they've had, you know, from this point, you know, ever since, you know, the whole thing that happened with Sloop, everything, where, you know, you go over say what I say, but we all stuck together and we all just kept it about us, and we all just know that, you know, when it's one of us doing our job and we're all coming together, you know, there's nobody that can, you know, get in between us. So I'm just thankful for the city of Vegas for, you know, keeping us on their shoulders and, you know, showing support this season, and we'll put our best foot forward and we'll do the best we can to keep this thing going.
Jalen, you were pretty fired up after the game as well. You have a lot of respect for the players that played here last year and in previous years.
Oh.
Can you talk about that and how you're trying to help them along as well?
No doubt, you know. I know I was brought here for a reason, you know, just as Jack was, just as anybody in his locker room, you know, we're all here for a reason. I think my reason is not only on the field, but it's what I do, you know, off the field for, you know, helping young guys, you know, not only on the field, but in life, you know. I've been through some experiences in college, and I know that there's things they probably want to know on the field and certain things they want to know in life. So whatever I can do to help, you know, to put my best foot forward for this program and for this team, is what I want to do.
Jack, 59 points total, 45 by the offense. What does Hasz bring in terms of, you know, his style of play, and how much of that is sustainable going forward? Just how does he change this offense, being the full-time guy now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very sustainable, and going back to the point of, just his leadership. He holds everybody accountable no matter what you play, how often you play. Doesn't matter, doesn't hold somebody to a higher standard than the other. Everybody's the same across the board. But as far as what he brings to the table, obviously a great athlete, great quarterback. You know, obviously I think our passing game showed a big increase this week. And yeah, I think it's something that obviously we can build on, you know, with a big win last week. But at the same time, if we keep going the right path, it's very sustainable.
After the game, Ricky White said that the casino owner who offered $100,000 for Silver should give it to the offensive line instead.
Facts.
What do you think?
I'll let Rick speak on that one, but I mean, it really shows just the character of Ricky at the same time. You know, I think a lot of people played it off as a joke just because of, you know, they don't necessarily know Rick and his mannerisms, but you know, when Rick talks, he means it, 'cause he doesn't talk a whole lot. So I mean, yeah, going back, that's awesome that he would consider that, and you know, especially, you know, kind of after the game that we had, it's awesome to get that recognition, and obviously you know where I stand with that. But yeah, it's an interesting situation for sure.
As the center, would you decide how it's divided up?
I think that's only right, you know. I'm an economics major. I can divvy it up, you know. I mean, we'll figure it out.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a good one.